Welcome back to NASCAR Live from Victory Lane, presented by Mobile One. Here in the Cracker Barrel 400, Ryan Blaney gets his 14th career win and 153rd victory for Team Penske. What a turnaround. What a difference a week makes for Ryan Blaney and the entire Penske organization. He joins us now live on set. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks. Yeah, a lot better than last week. I'll tell you that. So just an awesome effort, honestly, by our whole group all weekend. And, I thought we were actually really good yesterday, and I felt pretty good about it. And we didn't qualify great, but our car kind of came to life, and we were able to get control of the race, at the end of that second stage, and really just kind of control it the rest of the way. So really, really proud of our 12 team and bouncing back from last week.
I want to ask you about, in practice, your car was really, really fast compared to the field, and then you do go out there and you kind of struggle in qualifying comparable to how you practice. Was that a bit of a surprise? Are you guys seeing a trend in terms of how you're qualifying, and what did you think about your car after that?
I think multiple things. I kind of knew we weren't going to be like top 10 in qualifying just because we went out so early. Yep. We went out like 8th because, we didn't finish last week. So the track just keeps getting quicker and quicker as cars go. So I figured that. And also I'm not a great qualifier. So like I just have never been able to put a fast lap down. I have like once every 2 months that I can qualify good. I really wasn't worried after qualifying. I figured we could kind of pick our way through there, and we were able to do that.
Now, how's this changed the rest of your season, as we lead up to the playoffs? We talked about joy. You look real happy out there, but then maybe a little bit of relief. Which is kind of the bigger emotion right now?
It's been a scrappy year. I mean, it's, we got 5 DNFs, and, and really, like, none of our doing, like, just kind of wrong spot, wrong time, or mechanical failure, and it was easy for everybody to get bummed out, but we never did. I always try to look at, like, how is my 12 team operating? Like, how are we communicating? How are we, doing our job? Are we doing it to the best of our ability through the week and on the weekend? And that's really all I care about. And I feel like we have been doing a great job all year. And so, I didn't really get too spun out about having a rough start to the year because I knew our speed was there and I knew our group of guys were great and they were hungrier than ever, and they just have a great attitude about everything. So I figured it would come eventually if we just continued doing what we were doing, and luckily it did. So I'm really proud of all the 12 boys for sticking with it.
Blaney, first off, hell of a job.
Thanks.
We pulled some tape because we were in the motorhome, Carl and I, watching that battle between Byron, you, and 11. That was a hell of a race about halfway through the second stage. We pulled some tape. Walk us through here, because you got a lot of different options, and you come out with the lead in this situation.
Yeah, Hamlin and I kind of slipped in 3 and 4 and let the 24 get to my outside, and 24 has a big run to the 11 and gets to the inside of him, down the backstretch into 3, and I kind of picked in between them, just like searching for air.
How risky is this right here? How edgy is this at this point in the race?
Yeah, that's edgy. I actually thought I could get to the bottom there, but I couldn't. But, that bump doesn't get a ton better. Like we talk about the tunnel bump in 3 and 4, it's still there through the whole run. So, like, if you try to get big arcs and rush the throttle and stuff, you're just going to hit it just as hard and probably spin out. So you always have to be aware of that. But, I mean, all 3 of us raced each other really well. Like, we never really hit doors or anything like that. But, yeah, here we got a good run off of 4. Those guys got slow, and really, like, you get these opportunities, you have to take them. Like, I couldn't push one person out front because I don't know if I'm going to get it back.
How offline are you right here? Taking that apron,
offline.
Getting all kinds of dirt on your tires. How much commitment do you need to get down in that corner on the bottom like that?
I'll be honest with you, I didn't like being down there, but like I had to go down there and make it work. And my angle is so bad into turn 1. But luckily, like it looks like the 24 and 11 kind of got tight and had a check because I didn't want to dive in there. I knew I was in a bad spot and wash up into those guys. They want to do that. There was still a lot of racing left. So, I just kind of parked it on the bottom and creeped the paint and was able to do it. But, yeah, I did not enjoy the entry at all.
Well, Blaney, talk about having to take runs when they're there, right? The guy who finished right behind you is notorious for that, right? Carson, you had to run in with him. He put you in a bad spot at Atlanta. Maybe spun you out at Atlanta. At what point in time do those things start to bite you think? I mean, you're the one sitting in victory lane, but he's making some questionable decisions out there.
I didn't touch anybody. he rode in the back of me in Atlanta.
Yeah,
So there's two different things.
for sure, for sure.
Hey, you talked about the 12 team. You and Jonathan have this great relationship. I got to spend some time with him up at Team Penske. Fascinated to get to know him, his personality. You guys remind each other. You guys both remind me a lot of each other, right? You're kind of quiet, but have this fiery kind of sense behind you. When I listen to your radio conversation, it seems like there's ultimate trust. You made some great calls tonight with 2 tires. Talk about what it's been like to kind of ride this, you call it scrappy year, right? The roller coaster of a year, but then come out here at Victory Lane with the same group through thick and thin. You guys always seem to really support the whole group.
Yeah, Jonathan's a great leader. It's been awesome to work with him since 2022. I've known him, before that. And, when we decided to work together, it was the only guy I wanted to, work with. And just because he and I's personalities kind of meshed, we understood each other's kind of language, talking racing, and that gets better with time. But it's been it's our 4th year together, so we're just kind of 3.5 years in. And so he's been so much fun, win races with him, win a championship with him. And he's become just this amazing leader in our group and in our team. And, it's fun to work with guys that, you share that with.
You hear drivers and crew chiefs say it feels like a marriage. They spend so much time together. But I want to talk about your actual better half, Gianna. You were FaceTiming her in Victory Lane. I'm sorry she couldn't be here with you, but what did she have to say by phone?
Well, she, when she's not here, she always tells me, like, if you win, you gotta FaceTime me. And I'm about 0 for 5. Just because I forget. I don't bring my phone with me, so I had to borrow my PR guys. But so I'm happy I remembered that, her sitting at home, and so that's always fun. She was excited, and I wish she could be here. Obviously, it's been fun to share a few together. But no, I'm excited to get back home and see her whenever I can tonight.
Well, buddy, we're excited to share a few with you because we're going to talk about 2 things that Americans love, and that's burnouts and beer. So bring it up.
Okay.
Bring it up.
It's a new NASCAR
this.
live tradition. Crack open a cold one with the winner. We haven't had anyone turn us down yet. Last week, we started the tradition with the Coke 600. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
It's a great
And now,
tradition.
Blaney, it's your turn.
You guys burst on the scene. Amazon just burst on the
Come on.
scene. Is just doing great things.
Well, all right, here we go.
This is the great thing we're doing.
I mean,
First
who
off,
else does this?
Blaney, it's enough body armor because we're going to cheers a little beer to the champ
Okay.
here, Ryan Blaney.
Cheers.
Nashville winner, guys, bring it up. Let me hear it. Hey, can you do the whole thing with me?
Chairs on wheels.
Chug
Can you-
points,
can you
Blaney.
do the
Chug
whole thing?
points. Let's
Man,
see
I
what you
was-
got.
I was worn out, man.
Bubba said the same thing.
I know. I was tired. Sorry, I got beer all over Dale's sheets.
Oh, man. That's what it looks
Darn.
like in the booth, too.
The chair rolls.
Our second biggest technical difficulty at Prime is beer all over the notes. So
Yeah.
fans are too loud and beer over the notes. There you go.
All right. Let's see what you got, Blaney.
All right,
Oh, I'm just sipping. I got to make this
Jaws.
last.
here's the burnout board, buddy.
I doubt it was very good.
I'm going to give you a chance. So go ahead and roll the tape. Walk us through this burnout a little bit. Do you have any rhyme or reason as to, like, any plan for it when you
No.
go into a burnout? You just let it
Very,
eat?
it's in the moment. I probably, a third of my wins have done burnouts. I was really excited for this one. First win. It's been a rough year for us. I was really pumped. I love Nashville. I have a lot of friends here and a lot of friends who live here. So, it's a moderate one,
Yeah.
So
Well, I can tell you one thing. Nashville loves you, buddy. They were pumped up when you sit on the hood
Yeah,
of that
they
thing.
were.
I'll tell you, the watermelon smash and Ross's burnout was very good. Now,
it's hard to beat that.
I'm going to give you a chance, though, because I whipped out a penny. We're going to go heads or tails. You call it. If you win, you're going to the top of the list.
I'm going tails.
Okay. It's tails, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
Ryan Blaney to the top of the board.
Got it.
Sometimes you got to go by chance. Congratulations again, buddy. Great job
I
tonight.
appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
So happy for you, Ryan.
Thanks.
Good stuff.